Hello and welcome to Wholly Aligned, my YouTube channel. Ciara Jean Roberts here, yoga teacher, nutritional therapist and author. Today we are focusing on the shoulders. Even in recent years, many more people are working from home and might perhaps have a very different setup to their office setup, even more so during lockdown. So I've noticed that even in myself, but also with lots of people that I've been working with, plenty of sort of shoulder issues. So this is just a solution-orientated yoga sequence for releasing tension in your shoulders. We'll weave in a couple of stronger poses as well, but for the most part, hopefully it will feel reasonably accessible. Now, if you are tight in the hips, we're going to start seated. By all means, pop yourself up on a cushion. No other props needed. So let's get started. We'll just start by taking 3 rounds of deep breath. That breath awareness is so key. So inhaling through the nose, mouth softly sealed. Exhaling out through the nose. Breathing into your shoulder girdle. Breathing out, just dissipating some tension out of your tissues. Last one, breathing in through the nose, send that inhale into your belly. And breathing out, just let the shoulders empty down your back. Eyes gently blink open. And with the hands just staying rested on the knees, we'll just start with some shoulder rolls. So just rolling the shoulders, checking in with your current range of motion. This can act like, well, it is a self-massage. So I'm a big fan of body work. Obviously, all of that's kind of out of the question at the moment. So anything that we can do to loosen up our muscles for ourselves, if you're used to getting massage and things like that, this is really helpful. Change direction. Stay in an awareness of your breath. So the breath is really the pillar and foundation of the yoga practice. So you just want to have a sense of, especially when we get a little bit distracted or, maybe you're feeling a bit agitated at the moment or very stressed, that we just come back to the breath. Good. Okay. So just have a little sprout into the chest. Let your shoulder blades empty down the back. And then on an inhale, lift the shoulders up towards the ears. Exhale out the mouth. Just let them drop down. So we're going to do that a few times. Inhale, squeeze, 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 squeeze. Exhale, releasing burdens. Breathing in, squeeze, 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 squeeze. Shoulders chatting to your earlobes. Exhale, just let it go. One more together. Breathing in, rinsing off tension. Breathing out, shoulders empty down. Well done. And then we'll come into some seated cat-cow. So hands can stay just gently cupping your lovely knees. Inhale, lift the chest, let the shoulder heads roll open as you float your gaze up. Exhale, round into the upper and mid back, hollowing out the front body, chin tucks. Breathing in, lift the chest, bony breastplate exalted. Breathing out. Get into the space between your shoulder blades. One more, breathing in. Breathing out. And inhale, come back to center. If you are sitting cross-legged, I invite just a change in the cross of the leg. The brain likes to preference one side, so we just train new neural pathways to create balance and harmony in our physicality. Right hand, left knee now. Take an inhale, reach through your left fingertips, and exhale, twisting to your left. So you're just allowing your left arm to come behind you. This is our seated twist. If you are quite bony in the ankles, flex the feet so that the outer blades of your feet take a little bit of the weight as well. Your left hand might be on tented fingertips, so propping up on tented fingertips, or depending on your anatomy, your hand might be flat. So breathing in, lift the chest. Breathing out, all through the nose now. Just check that that right shoulder isn't hunching up towards the ear. Breathing in, blossoming up through the spine and out through the crown of your head. Breathing out, little telescoping action through your ribs. Let's do one more. Breath in. Breath out. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, left hand, right knee now. Another inhale, we extend legs down your right side body. And exhale, sweep the right arm behind you. Settle evenly into your sitting bones. Just have the chin slightly tucked so you're encouraging length into the back of the neck as well. And check in with your breath. Let the inhale rise you up through your spine. Exhale, that gentle invitation to go a little bit deeper. If it's there for you, always listen to your body. Breathing in. Take that inhale into your belly. Feel your belly rise. And exhale, twist. One more. Breathing in. Relax through your inner thighs. Notice if you're gripping in the jaw. Breathing out, eyes float over the right shoulder, and then come back to center. Well done. So let's just sweep the legs to one side. We're going to come into our Adho Mukha Svanasana, which is Sanskrit for our downward facing dog. So great pose for just opening up the shoulder girdle. It is strong, so if you're newer to the practice, you know, you can always play with having 1 or 2 breaths and then resting down on the knees. So we start with a nice wide splay of your hands and just have a peek that the heels of your hands are in one line, middle fingers tracking forwards, toes tuck, and then on an exhale, floating the hips up towards your ceiling. Head and neck relaxing. So just trust that you have my voice to guide you here, rather than straining the neck to look at your screen or your device, whatever you're watching this on. And then nice deep breaths. Nice deep breath. See what willingness there is to strengthen through the arms, lengthen through your fingertips. If you're tight in the backs of the legs, feel free to take the feet as wide as your mat and keep letting the head and neck relax. 3 more breaths, building strength, sculpting your shoulder. Face relaxed, lips softly sealed. Good. Let the knees gently come down. Big toes touching and knees as wide apart as feels comfortable for you. Sitting into your child's pose, Balasana. But we're going to invite an active child's pose here. So reach the arms as long forwards as feels okay. Keep your hands at least shoulder distance. If you've got any kind of shoulder impingement, obviously please take care of yourself here. It might be that there's just much more of a gentler extension and the forearms can absolutely stay down. Everybody's very different in their anatomy. Otherwise, you are up on your tented fingertips, elbows might be lifting away. So really feel that you're rinsing into the armpits here, opening up the side body. And let your finger pads help you press gently back through the base of your spine. And then nice deep breaths here. Nice deep breaths. Notice if the jaw is seizing. Take your time, take your time. Just be where you need to be. Two more breaths. Last one. And release. Just let the arms relax. Take a breath or two in a more passive child's pose now. So just loosening off your shoulders, melting tension out of the upper back. Breath awareness, breath awareness. Be in your tissues through the breath. Great. Okay, so ease yourself to a tabletop position, so just an all-fours position. You're going to step the right foot forwards, take your time to let that happen. And the back knee, depending on how you're feeling, might send a little bit further back in space. Left hand down. If it needs to be tented fingertips, that's fine. And then we inhale, raise the right arm up to the ceiling. If this feels a bit too intense for whatever reason, let your right hand come to your right low back. Otherwise, we work with some circles here now. So circling the arms. Imagine you're painting a big circle with your fingertips. Arrowhead your hand, gently looking up to the right. If that is tense in the neck, just let the gaze look to your floor. Back toes can be tucked or top of the foot flat, up to you. Be in your breath, breathing in, circle high, breathing out, completing your circle. One more breath in, getting into the tissues of the shoulder head. Good, and then arms straight up towards your ceiling. One more big breath to reach and expand. And release. Ease your right foot back. Left foot steps forwards. Ease your right knee a little bit back in space, depending on how that feels. Again, toes can be tucked with the back foot or top of the foot flat. You decide. Right hand now is down. We inhale, circle your left arm up. If you feel like you prefer to take the modification like so, and don't worry about circling the shoulder if that's more than enough, you're still getting that opening across the chest. Otherwise, we inhale, draw the circle. Find your rhythm with the breath. It's okay to slow down. Notice where you have a sense of urgency. When we're in a stress pattern, you know, sometimes things can just get amplified. So even in our yoga practice, we start to rush and almost like we're checked out. So come back to the breath, come back to the breath. One more circle, breathing in, breathing out. And then inhale all the way up to the left. Maybe your gaze, your drishti is up to your left thumb. Maybe that's too much and you just float the head down. One more breath, lifting out of the standing shoulders so we're not collapsing down into it. Finding space and release. Good. Take your time to take that back. You can either take a child's pose and just settle there, or have another downward dog. Nice deep breaths into your bony breastplate. It's a lovely heart opening pose here as well. And then soften to your knees, sit the hips to one side. So we're just having a short sequence here because sometimes, yeah, that's all we need. And it's better to do that than nothing. And absolutely do the shoulder rolls at your chair. It's fine. Or just throughout the day, you can do them standing, it's fine. So let's come to lying on your back. Just adjust so your back body feels like it's secure to the floor. And we will take the knees in towards you. Take an inhale, and the arms can be out to the side. So I'll just shift a little bit. And then exhale, lower the knees over to your right. Now, depending on the range of motion you have in your shoulders, the left hand might be just out to the side. So imagine the wall wasn't here and that the arm is extended, just like the right arm. Or if you're a little bit more open, you might take the left arm, or if it just feels better, up above your head. So just let the arm placement be about settling into more passivity here. Tucking your right knees up as far as feels comfortable. Relax your jaw. You can turn your gaze over towards your left hand if the neck is happy to be involved in the twist. And just breathe into the space between your shoulder blades. Your rhomboid muscles, which can get very weakened with compromised posture, you know, that sense of slumping the shoulders forwards. And then those rhomboid muscles between the shoulder blades can get a little bit a little bit left out. And remember how key your posture is for breath. You know, compromised posture, we're more likely to have a compromised mood, and we're just not getting a regular, consistent breath in, which, if we're stressed, it's really impactful, and we'll feel it. 2 more breaths here. Take your time to let your knees come back through middle. You can do a little shift in the hips if that helps. You can also use your left hand, if it feels comforting, just to let the left hand aid gravity on the outside of your right thigh. That can feel nice too. And then whatever feels right with the right arm, it can stay out so the wrist is in line with your shoulder, or you might take it a little bit further up. So just discern, you know, we get into the energy of the armpit, you're just nurturing a little bit of flow down through some of your major lymphatic nodes. And then nice deep breaths. Mouth stays softly sealed. Face relaxing. Three more breaths. Be where you need to be. Soften even more on each exhale. And then ease the knees back through center. Hug your knees in. Maybe a little roll side to side. You can roll all the way over to one side. Use your hands to help you come up to a seat. And we seal the shoulder releasing yoga sequence practice, bringing the hands to Anjali Mudra in front of our heart center. Namaste. The wisdom in me bows to the wisdom in you. Stay tuned for another video on how to strengthen your shoulder girdle. So we need to keep them loose and lubricated, but also to get some strength going on. Just think about how that helps the heart to open, and we just feel within ourselves a little bit more open, rather than feeling constrained, frightened, constricted. So your body is communicating to you always. So much love your way. If you love this video, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to get notification of when I'm posting new videos. I am back on this, getting fresh content. I know it's been a while, but yeah, you just let me know.